Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert. Do your own research. Okay, so this is BTC USD on the 1 day. I personally have been of the opinion that BTC is going to 28K or so. And after that time, I have no idea. There are several reasons for this. One of the primary technical reasons that you can use is that this 28K level or around there is a significant support and resistance area. As you can see, all the way back in January of 2021, this acted as a very significant level. This area, I like to usually denote these coins as areas, was this kind of range low on this consolidation period before it made the final push up in January. Once again, it was the bottom for May, June, and July of 2021. Was a temporary bottom back in May of 2022, and then it obviously the floor fell through, and price went under. So I actually expect this to be a significant resistance level when price gets to that point. But I also think that in general, this will be a bear market rally where we are going to see some sort of lower high formed. This is going to be similar price action to what we saw back in March and April. And I think that, price as a whole looks pretty reasonable in the short midterm. There is a large gap within price with volume profile here as well. You can see this gap in price. There really hasn't been much price action. And generally speaking, when you see these types of gaps, you'll see that price usually likes to fill it. And what that means is that you'll generally see some more trading action throughout this area, and this volume profile will increase as more and more volume is transacted within that area. So, what's the context here? As I said, it looks to me that price is forming a short to midterm bottom. I think that 28K is the next level up. But really, Bitcoin isn't the one that we really should be looking at. We really should be looking at Ethereum. That's the coin that's currently leading for a lot of reasons. And we'll take a brief look at Ethereum after this as well. But as far as I can tell, it still looks okay. And it's still bullish market structure on the 1 day as well. So let's start to scale down a little bit. Technicals on, as I said, the kind of this type of lower time frame, this 4 hour, it still looks okay. To me, this still is a bullish market structure as far as I can see. It still looks like it has higher lows. And if this recent area was the low, then, I actually expected it to be a slightly larger dip personally. I thought it would be going to like 22, 21.7 or something like that. But if this was the low, then I think this was going to be a higher low. Now, this last higher high that we saw back in late July, this wasn't a really very convincing higher high. So what I mean by that is, like, you saw this high that was formed. Sure, that's a little bit higher than the one that was formed back in July 20th. But this isn't really a super convincing higher high. And now price is currently at this level right now where it is resistance. What I would really like to see to confirm this market structure is for price to have a significantly higher high. So if we broke up to like the 26, 27s, that to me would show clearly that this is a higher high versus this, what we saw back in July 30th. This almost just looks like a deviation in prices going lower. So in order for this bullish market structure to really continue, in my opinion, I would like to see a higher high and a clear higher high formed, not just as like whatever the hell this is. Where price traded above it for like 8 hours and that was it. I would like to fully see a higher high. So overall, it is bullish on the 4 hour, in my opinion, but I wouldn't really necessarily call this super convincing. The EMAs have flipped bullish for the first time in since I think March, where we have seen this 200 EMA, the red line, flip bullish. And what I mean by bullish is price is currently above it. But I don't necessarily think that, this is the overall quote-unquote macro bottom. I still think that there could very well be more pain to come. But this still is a good trading opportunity in my opinion. You know, like if this does go up to 28K, like I plan to de-risk quite a bit at that point for a lot of my spot positions, and then kind of see the reaction. It would make a lot of sense to me that price kind of comes back up and then goes lower. So like for instance, what I'm looking for at this point is, oopsies, there you go. Oh, oopsies, I deleted all my indicators. Okay, so what I wanted was what did I want to say? Totally lost my train of thought. Okay, so as I said, this still looks bullish on the overall like daily and 4 hour, but I don't necessarily think this is the overall quote-unquote macro bottom. It takes a longer time to form like a total macro bottom in general, and you'll see like a large amount of chop over a long duration of time. So, like, yes, price is traded for like, you know, June, all of July, and then part of August as well, but I don't necessarily think this is the overall macro bottom. Overall macro bottoms take a long time to form. You take a look back at like kind of this 2018 period in January, November to kind of this April period of 2018 and 2019. This took like several months, and this was the overall macro bottom for Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, every bottom is going to look the same. I'm not saying that like the exact amount of time has to be the same either, because obviously like this was a V-shaped bottom back in COVID 2020. You know, conditions are obviously much different now than they were back then, and bottoms are formed in different ways as well. But I still think that it's going to take some time overall to kind of fix this chart, just because it looks so ugly. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see like a move to 28 to 30K, and then maybe we just see like more, maybe we see like a double bottom like this. Maybe we see new lows. Maybe we like price comes back down, bounces, and then like goes down to 14K. I have no idea what it's going to look like. All I know is that I'm going to de-risk a lot of money and spot positions at 28K or so, and then really kind of play it by ear at that point. You know, if it reverses higher, if it goes higher, then that's great. You know, maybe it like pulls back a little bit and then goes up higher. Regardless, I think that 28K will be a good profit-taking area. You know, maybe it goes to 28K, retests like 26K. Like, you know, if things look good at that point, sure, go ahead and just rebuy. But there's no harm in taking profit around that area. Now let's take a look briefly at Ethereum. ETH USD, I drew this line. It's a 3-day here. You can see it's support for this bit, and now it's probably resistance. If price can flip this area on the 3-day, then I think it looks pretty good, and it will go to like the low 2Ks at that point. So something like this would make a lot of sense to me. And you know, if we start to scale down to on the lower time frames, that's where the 200-day EMA is for Ethereum, around 20, I don't know, call it 2100 or so right now. So it would be nice to see price kind of grind up like this, and then you know, maybe take a dip. It's also interesting to note, as I said, that Ethereum is the one that's leading. So Ethereum is like, if you're comparing Ethereum to BTC, this is like the 28K level for Bitcoin is 1700, and Ethereum already broke past that level, albeit barely right now. So if Ethereum is the leader and this is the 28K level for Bitcoin, then I fully expect Bitcoin to get to 28K, because Ethereum has cleared that level, albeit, as I said, very slightly. I wouldn't call it super convincing personally. Like, it would make a lot more sense if Ethereum went to 2200 or something like that. At that point, you could really consider that BTC is lagging, and Bitcoin will probably go to 28K at a very minimum. But yeah, those are kind of my overall ETH ideas. I think that ETH will go to like 2200, 2100 in the midterm. It does look still pretty good, but again, don't think this is the overall macro bottom. We'll be taking profit a lot during that time period. If you are looking for dips, like this chart isn't super clear to me personally, Higher lows are certainly there, but it just is a really weird type of price action. We're just kind of seeing this like slow grind up. There's like not really many significant highs or lows. So again, not super conclusive to me. Like if you do want to try to grab an entry, maybe you can try to be patient around 1600. Maybe it'll come. Not exactly sure. If you want to get aggressive, you can use the $1,700 level. As I said, this is kind of like an SR level, but I do think that Ethereum will kind of grind its way up through this 2100 area. So those are kind of my overall thoughts on the market right now. Thanks for watching, guys.